The bold and the beautiful spoilers week of January 19th to 23rd on The Bold and the Beautiful delivers rising romantic tension, dangerous secrecy, and shifting family dynamics as Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes finally stop fighting what they feel for each other. Their growing connection sends shockwaves through Los Angeles, with multiple characters scrambling to keep the truth hidden from Sheila Carter. Meanwhile, workplace politics at Forrester Creations heat up, younger characters face uncomfortable truths, and suspicion grows within a crowded living arrangement. Here's a full breakdown of what's ahead. Monday, January 19, Forrester tensions and family secrets. The week begins with Will Spencer growing increasingly concerned that Katie Logan's latest decision could affect his standing at Forrester Creations. With Eric Forrester joining Katie's Logan fashion house, Will worries that professional loyalties may blur into personal consequences. His concerns reflect the larger uncertainty rippling through the Forrester family as business and bloodlines once again collide. Elsewhere, R.J. Forrester learns that Elektra is dating Will, news that catches him off guard after his time away. The revelation forces R.J. to quickly catch up on shifting relationships and dynamics within his extended circle. Meanwhile, Donna Logan encourages Katie to come clean with Brooke Logan about Eric's move. Donna understands that secrets rarely stay buried, especially in this family, and that Brooke learning the truth from someone else could deepen existing tensions between the sisters. Tuesday, January, 20 old connections resurface. Will and R.J. come face to face for the first time in years, marking a significant reunion. Their meeting brings together two young men shaped by different branches of the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families. As they reconnect, unspoken comparisons and potential rivalries linger beneath the surface, particularly as they navigate overlapping romantic and professional worlds. Their interaction sets the tone for future tension, especially with Elektra now at the center of their shared orbit. Wednesday, January, 21 lines blur and feelings surface. Concerned for her mother's professional boundaries, Steffi Forrester urges Taylor Hayes to drop Deacon Sharp as a patient. Steffi recognizes that the emotional connection between Taylor and Deacon has grown far beyond what is appropriate in a therapeutic setting. Her concern proves well-founded. After weeks of restraint, unspoken attraction, and emotional vulnerability, Deacon and Taylor finally admit their feelings for one another. Their acknowledgement confirms what many around them have already suspected. However, their decision immediately creates a dangerous complication. Sheila Carter. Sheila has already made it clear that she sees Deacon as her future, and she has a history of reacting unpredictably when she feels threatened. Taylor and Deacon's growing bond places them squarely in Sheila's crosshairs, whether she knows it yet or not. Thursday, January 22, suspicion and secrecy. Elektra confides in Will about her growing discomfort with Dylan, revealing that she feels his behavior has crossed into unsettling territory. While Dylan has been staying with them, Elektra senses that his attention toward Will is lingering in ways that make her uneasy. Her concerns raise questions about trust, boundaries, and how long the arrangement can realistically continue. At the same time, the focus shifts back to Deacon and Taylor as everyone works to keep Sheila in the dark. From Steffi and Finn to others in Deacon's orbit, the effort to hide the truth becomes a collective mission. The stakes are high, and the tension is palpable, as nearly everyone understands that Sheila discovering this romance could lead to serious consequences. Friday, January 23, promises and avoidance. Dylan assures Elektra that he will respect boundaries and not interfere in her relationship with Will. While his promise sounds reassuring on the surface, doubt remains. The situation feels fragile, and Elektra is not entirely convinced that words alone will resolve the tension. Meanwhile, Finn goes out of his way to avoid Sheila at Il Giardino, a move that underscores just how volatile the situation has become. Finn's attempts to steer clear of his birth mother highlight the fear many characters share. Sheila is dangerously close to uncovering the truth about Deacon and Taylor. Final thoughts. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful centers on emotional honesty colliding with fear-driven secrecy. Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes choosing to acknowledge their feelings may bring them personal clarity, but it also sets off a chain reaction of anxiety and deception throughout their circle. With Sheila Carter lurking just outside the truth, Forrester family loyalties under pressure, and younger characters facing trust issues of their own, the coming days promise escalating tension and inevitable fallout. In Los Angeles, secrets never stay hidden for long, and when they come out, the consequences are rarely gentle. Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes can't fight their feelings in these steamy B&B weekly spoilers. Deacon Sharp and Taylor finally given AS, everyone scrambles to hide it from Sheila. Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes can no longer deny their feelings on Bold and the Beautiful this week, and everyone is scrambling to keep Sheila in the dark. Meanwhile, what worries Katie's decision affects his Forrester status. RJ meets Will and learns about Elektra, and Dylan promises not to cross boundaries. Sure, Jan. Monday, January 19th. The week kicks off with a concern that Katie's decision will affect his own status at Forrester. With Eric joining Katie's Logan fashion house, Will is probably wondering if his job is about to get awkward. Family drama meeting workplace drama? Classic Bold and the Beautiful. RJ learns that Elektra is dating Will, which is news to him since he's been gone for a while. And Donna encourages Katie to tell Brooke the truth. Given that Eric just joined Katie's fashion house, Brooke finding out from someone other than her sister is going to make this whole situation so much worse. Tell her, Katie. Tuesday, January 20th. Will and RJ come face to face for the first time in years, and this should be interesting. These two grew up in very different Forrester, Spencer, Logan orbits, so watching them reconnect as adults could lead anywhere. Will RJ have opinions about Will dating Elektra? Will there be Spencer Forrester tension? We're here for it. Wednesday, January 21st. Steffi begs Taylor to drop Deacon as a patient, and honestly, at this point that ship has sailed. Taylor has been trying to maintain professional boundaries, but the heart wants what the heart wants. And speaking of hearts, Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes can no longer deny their feelings. It's happening, people. After weeks of tension, longing looks, and almost moments, these two are finally admitting what everyone else has seen coming. The only problem? Sheila Carter is still very much in the picture, and she already said she won't let anyone come between her and Deacon. This is about to get dangerous. Thursday, January 22nd. Elektra shares her concerns about Dylan with Will, because she's noticed that Dylan looks at her boyfriend a little too long. Elektra has been generous letting Dylan stay with them, but her patience is wearing thin. Girl knows when someone is eyeing her man. And here's where it gets wild. Everyone scrambles to keep Sheila in the dark about Deacon and Taylor. Steffi, Finn, probably Hope, the whole crew is working overtime to make sure Sheila doesn't find out about this romance. Because when Sheila finds out, and she will find out, it's going to be absolute chaos. Friday, January 23rd. Dylan promises Elektra not to cross boundaries. Sure, Dylan, we believe you. Elektra is clearly skeptical, and honestly, so are we. This living situation is a ticking time bomb. Finn tries to avoid Sheila at Il Giardino, which is hilarious and terrifying all at once. The fact that Finn is actively dodging his birth mother tells you everything about how tense this situation has become. Everyone knows Sheila is one discovery away from completely losing it, and nobody wants to be around when that happens. The Bold and the Beautiful week of January 19th preview. Eric's harsh lesson for Brooke and Ridge. Steffi's warning for Hope. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers preview video for the week of January 19th to 23rd reveals that Eric Forrester, John McCook, will have a harsh lesson for Brooke, Logan Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, will also have a warning for Hope, Logan Spencer, Annika Noel. So here's what viewers can expect. B&B's weekly promo kicks off with Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, insisting that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, is the reason she still has a husband. It looks like Sheila will sing Taylor's praises to John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, but he'll obviously keep quiet about Taylor and Deacon Sharp's Sean Cannon. Mutual feelings now that Steffi has confided in him. As for Steffi, she'll have another discussion with Hope about the danger of Deacon and Taylor's connection. Although Steffi pushed Taylor to shut things down, she'll worry that her mom won't be able to resist Deacon's pull. Something is brewing, Hope, and it needs to end before it's too late. Steffi warns in the weekly preview video. The promo also shows Dylan, Sydney Bullock, in workout clothes as she shares a close moment with Will Spencer, crew Morrow at the beach house. That's where Dylan will tell Will that she wants to repay his kindness however she can. It's clear that Dylan has a crush on Will, so things may start to shift between them, especially now that Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, is distracted by RJ Forrester, Brian Nicoletti. At Logan, Eric will make a bold declaration. After Brooke presumably lashes out over Eric joining Katie Logan Spencer's, Heather Tom, team as her lead designer, Eric will stand his ground despite the backlash. Ridge is sure to blow his top as well, but Eric will dig his heels in and tell Katie as well as Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Garais, what's coming next. Respect your elders. That's what Brooke and Ridge are going to learn the hard way. Eric insists in the weekly preview clip. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say a major feud is about to explode, so stay tuned for updates on all the shocking news and fierce face-offs. The bold and the beautiful spoilers Monday, January 19th. Donna pushes Katie to confess RJ's dating roadblock. The bold and the beautiful B&B spoilers for Monday, January 19th. Reveal that Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Garais, will push Katie Logan Spencer, Heather Tom, to make a confession to Brooke Logan Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang. RJ Forrester, Brian Nicoletti, will also face a dating roadblock, so let's discuss what's ahead on B&B. It's clear that RJ and Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, are feeling a little spark now that they've officially met. The show's really playing up that we have the same last name, but we're not blood-related angle, so Electra and RJ will likely become a couple sooner or later. In fact, RJ might ask Electra out on Monday, or at least fish to find out if she has a boyfriend. One way or another, RJ will discover that Electra and Will Spencer, crew Morrow, are dating, so that'll serve as a romantic roadblock. However, this new version of RJ seems like a confident guy who's willing to fight for what he wants. RJ may decide to pursue Electra anyway if the opportunity arises, since we know he's got a rivalry with Will brewing. In the meantime, Will's going to struggle with some concerns about his future at Forrester Creations. Considering all the drama happening between Katie and Brooke, it's possible that tension could affect Will's job and lead to him getting the boot. Fortunately, there's a whole Spencer empire waiting for Will if his Forrester career falls through. Will could join Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, and Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, at Spencer Publications, or even pitch in on Katie's team at Logan. Speaking of Katie's team at Logan, she just admitted to Brooke that she found her lead designer. Brooke was quizzing Katie about who it was when Eric Forrester, John McCook, walked in, which left Brooke looking suspicious. Eric was hoping to reveal his big news when the time was right, but Donna will push Katie to confess to Brooke and get the designer's shocker out in the open. Whether Brooke gets updates on the whole truth now or later, Eric will be adamant about teaching Brooke and Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., to respect their elders. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Eric will refuse to back down, so Katie will be pleased to know he's standing by her. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Finn lies to Sheila, keeps Huge Taylor and Deacon secret. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, will lie to Sheila Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, during an awkward encounter. Finn will keep a Huge Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, and Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, secret, so here's what B&B fans can expect. During the week of January 19th to 23rd, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, will grow increasingly concerned about Taylor's bond with Deacon. Although Steffi already tried to shut it down, She'll sense that Taylor isn't going to give Deacon up so easily. Steffi will have another conversation with Hope, Logan, Spencer, Annika, Noel, and push her to see the rising danger level. The longer they let this go on, the bigger the chance that Taylor will become Sheila's revenge target. Steffi will feel like they have to do something before it's too late, so she'll try to talk some sense into Taylor again. Hope will do her best to get through to Deacon as well, but it won't be enough since things are about to heat up between Deacon and Taylor soon. In the meantime, Sheila will keep Taylor on a pedestal when it comes to being her marriage savior. It turns out Finn will have to listen to Sheila sing Taylor's praises and reflect on rebuilding her relationship. Finn will land in a tight spot when he walks in Aiel Giardino and comes face to face with his birth mother. Any day Sheila gets to see Finn is a good day in her book, so she'll be delighted when he pops up. Finn will try to skip this interaction and perhaps grab a table where Sheila can't see him, or even just bolt from the restaurant. However, Sheila will catch a glimpse of Finn quickly and push him to have a mother-son chat. Sheila will inevitably complain about Hope and Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn, not accepting her marriage, but she'll also be grateful she still has a marriage at all, as Sheila insists she owes it all to Taylor. Finn will squirm a bit since he knows Taylor and Deacon are into each other. Finn will lie, at least by omission, as he keeps quiet about the true nature of Deacon and Taylor's connection. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say that connection is only going to get stronger from here. So stay tuned for updates on the bad news that's brewing for Sheila. The Bold and the Beautiful Friday, January 16th recap. Brooke catches Eric and Katie. RJ and Electra spark. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Friday, January 16th reveals that Brooke Logan Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang, discovered Eric Forrester, John McCook, and Katie Logan Spencer's Heather Tom. Meeting while RJ Forrester, Brian Nicoletti, and Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, sparks were flying across town. At Forrester Creations, RJ got updates on Katie's new fashion house and her decision to name it Logan. Although RJ understood Brooke's frustration, he basically pointed out there was nothing she could do about it. Brooke realized she needed to move on and try to make things right with her sister, so she headed off to find Katie on Friday's B&B episode. Meanwhile, Eric was still at Logan, where he gave Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Garais, the news about joining Katie's team as her lead designer. Despite Donna's worries when it came to Eric's health, he defended his choice. Eric also pushed for Donna's secrecy, since he wanted to tell Ridge and Brooke on his own time. At Spencer Publications, Katie brought Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, up to speed on her new hire, so he was floored over Eric's decision to help her. Bill questioned if Eric could really go against his own family and assumed he wanted to stick it to Ridge Forrester, Torsten K, over the forced retirement issue. Although Bill was eager to spread the word about Eric's designer role, Katie wanted it kept hush-hush for now. Brooke eventually met up with Katie and acknowledged that she was still upset over the name situation. That said, Brooke was even more upset over the conflict with Katie and wanted to restore peace. Katie had a hunch that Brooke would be even less supportive of her moving forward. Brooke acted like Katie was all on her own in this fashion venture, but Katie hinted about having plenty of help. After Katie admitted to hiring a new designer, Brooke was intrigued and pushed her sister to divulge who it was. When Eric suddenly walked through the door, Brooke asked what he was doing there. Eric and Katie gave each other a nervous look before Brooke squinted in suspicion. Back at Forrester Creations, Ridge introduced Electra to RJ when she brought some jewelry in the CEO office. RJ and Electra quickly lit up at the sight of each other. There was some talk about how RJ had never actually met Electra, who wasn't his blood relative since he was biologically a Marone. Electra and RJ had some private bonding time before she put some jewelry in the safe nearby. Once Electra realized she'd forgotten to take off the heart necklace that also needed to be put away, RJ helped her remove it. RJ smiled as he told Electra not to worry, since her heart was safe with him. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Electra and RJ seem to be headed down a romantic road, so stay tuned. The Bold and the Beautiful Thursday, January 15th recap. Katie fears Eric poaching accusations. RJ's couture offer. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Thursday, January 15th reveals that Katie Logan Spencer, Heather Tom, feared Eric Forrester, John McCook, poaching accusations, while RJ Forrester, Brian Nicoletti, got a couture design offer elsewhere. At Forrester Creations, a mystery man roamed the halls as interns and employees buzzed over someone being back. The man was soon revealed to be RJ, who interrupted Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, and Brooke Logan Forrester's, Catherine Kelly Lang, kiss with his arrival in the showroom. Brooke and Ridge were delighted over their son's surprise comeback. RJ talked about his travels and got a little embarrassed as Brooke quizzed him about all the lovely ladies he'd been spending time with in his photos. When Brooke pushed RJ to say he was sticking around permanently, he didn't go that far. However, RJ didn't have any major trips planned, so Brooke was satisfied with that news. RJ was thrilled about Ridge remarrying Brooke and thanked his dad for saving her life. There was a flashback of Ridge taking heroic action back in Italy. Ridge also pushed RJ to do some couture design work with him, so RJ agreed to mull it over. The topic of Eric's retirement came up as RJ looked forward to seeing his grandpa again soon. At the Logan office, Katie was over the moon about Eric offering to be her lead designer. That said, Katie had some concerns about the reaction to Eric joining her fashion venture. Katie was uneasy about pitting Eric and Ridge against each other, but Eric insisted he wanted the gig. Although Katie worried Ridge and Brooke would think she was poaching Eric, he pointed out that he was no longer a Forrester employee. Eric stood by his decision to help Katie launch Logan and looked forward to their designs hitting the runway. Katie welcomed Eric to her fashion house before he gushed about being out of retirement. Eric acknowledged that Ridge might need some time to get past his decision. Katie knew Ridge and Brooke would have a lot to say about Eric joining her team, but they moved forward with their grand plans anyway, although Eric didn't want to commit to anything beyond this first collection. Katie hinted about maybe changing his mind once it was a success. As Thursday's B&B episode wrapped up, both Katie and Eric were brimming with excitement over their new arrangement. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Brooke, Ridge, and Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, are sure to be livid over Eric's updates, so stay tuned. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Baby fever strikes B&B. Hope and Liam inspired to have another child? The Bold and the Beautiful B&B. Spoilers hint that baby fever could strike B&B. Will Hope Logan Spencer, Annika Noel, and Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, get inspired to have another child? B&B fans know that Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, and Carter Walton, Lauren St. Victor have been discussing family plans. Since Carter and Daphne are eager to have kids, maybe their pregnancy desires could spill over to another couple or two. Daphne and Carter will get busy planning their wedding in the coming weeks. Carter and Daphne are indeed going to get hitched in 2026, so their marriage is locked in and will be a big part of their upcoming storyline. Once Daphne and Carter tie the knot, they'll revisit their discussion about becoming parents. Carter and Daphne will get to work on that immediately and may spread the news about their desire to start a family ASAP. Of course, Hope will be glad that Carter's finally found his person. Carter and Hope's own romance didn't work out, but that's because her heart still belonged to Liam and perhaps always will. Once Daphne and Carter are trying for a baby, could Liam and Hope find inspiration for their own family expansion? Hope and Liam could at least discuss the possibility of adding another child to the mix. That's especially true if Beth Spencer, Jordan Gracie, makes it her mission to push for a younger sibling. Beth got what she wanted when Liam and Hope remarried, so maybe she'll ask for a little brother or sister next and expect them to make it happen. Hope and Liam have learned to communicate in a positive way, so we could imagine them running down the list of pros and cons. Even if Liam and Hope feel their family is perfect the way it is, a conversation about adding another kid wouldn't hurt. Hope is also an adoptive mom to Douglas Forrester, Henry Samory, but he's growing up fast and lives in Paris with Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson. Liam co-parents Kelly Spencer, Sophia Parras, with Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and raises Beth with hope. But there could be room in his heart for one more child. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say some interesting changes are ahead. So stick with us for updates on any baby excitement. Eric Forrester's childish revenge against Ridge. Eric Forrester secretly signed on as Katie Logan's lead designer for her new fashion house on the bold and the beautiful. Instead of simply talking to Ridge about feeling sidelined, Eric is lying, sneaking around, and dragging Brooke into his vendetta. The kicker? It's not even a long-term gig. Eric Forrester wants shock value over an honest conversation. Here's the thing that's driving everyone absolutely crazy right now. Eric Forrester could walk into Ridge Forrester's office tomorrow and say 4 simple words. "Son, we need to talk." That's it. That's all he has to do. But no. Instead, the patriarch of Forrester Creations is sneaking around like a teenager hiding a bad report card. He's making secret deals with Katie Logan. He's ordering Donna Logan to keep her mouth shut. And he wants to deliver some big dramatic shock to Ridge and Brooke Logan, because apparently that's more important than his relationship with his own son. If Eric genuinely believes they'll come around to his decision, then why all the secrecy? Why the cloak and dagger routine? The answer is painfully obvious. He wants the shock value at the end. He wants to see the looks on their faces when they find out he's been working for the competition this whole time. And honestly, that's childish behavior from a man who built an empire. The hypocrisy is making our heads spin. Let's talk about the contradictions here, because they're absolutely wild. Out of one mouth, Eric Forrester has said it's Brooke and Ridge's turn to run things at Forrester Creations. He stepped back. He took on an emeritus role. He let the next generation take the reins. Out of another mouth, he's whining about being put out to pasture. He's complaining that they pushed him aside. He's acting like the victim of some terrible injustice. Which is it, Eric? You can't graciously hand over the keys and throw a tantrum that someone took them from you. Pick a lane. The worst part is that this whole revenge scheme is for a short-term contract. Eric and Katie explicitly discuss that this isn't necessarily long-term. He's dipping his toes back into design. So he's willing to blow up his relationship with Ridge, hurt Brooke, and put Donna in an impossible position for a temporary gig? Make it make sense. Brooke Logan is collateral damage, and that's not fair. Here's what really stings about this whole situation. Eric Forrester keeps lumping Brooke in with Ridge like she made the decision to sideline him. She didn't. Brooke Logan has no executive say over Forrester Creations. And whose fault is that? Eric's. He and his crew made sure Brooke didn't get her fair share of the company. They froze her out of the power structure years ago. And let's not forget that it was her money that helped the Forresters get control back from Bill Spencer in the first place. So now Eric is dragging her into his vendetta against Ridge when she literally has no power over his role at the company. She's just there, caught in the crossfire, taking hits for decisions she didn't make. That's not revenge against the people who wronged you. That's just hurting people because they're in the room. Donna Logan is going to take the fall. Mark these words. When this whole thing blows up, and it will blow up, Donna is going to be the one holding the bag. She discovered Eric's secret on January 16th. She knows he's working with Katie, and he made her promise to keep quiet. Now, she's lying to both her sisters to protect her husband's petty revenge plot. When Brooke finds out that Donna knew and said nothing, that sisterly relationship is going to take a serious hit. Donna will be seen as complicit in Eric's scheme, even though she was put in an impossible position. Eric Forrester doesn't seem to care who gets hurt as long as he gets his big dramatic moment. He's using his own wife as a weapon in this war, and she's the one who's going to pay the price when everything falls apart. We all know how this ends. Let's be real for a second. We've seen this movie before. Eric and Ridge will have some big dramatic confrontation. There will be raised voices, hurt feelings, maybe some tears, and then eventually Eric will crawl back, Ridge will forgive him, and everything will go back to normal. That's how it always goes with these two. So why is Eric Forrester risking everything for temporary drama? Why not just take a trip with Donna and enjoy his life instead of being an antagonist? Why not sit down with Ridge like an adult and explain that he feels undervalued? The secrecy serves no purpose except Eric's ego. And that's a shame, because he's better than this. At least he used to be. Eric Forrester is ready to teach Ridge and Brooke a painful lesson on b&b. Forrester doubles down on designing for Katie and threatens to destroy Ridge on the bold and the beautiful. Eric Forrester is going full fashion war mode and promises Ridge and Brooke are about to learn a hard lesson. Meanwhile, Sheila credits Taylor for saving her marriage. Steffi panics about Deacon and Taylor, and Dylan makes a move on the bold and the beautiful. Eric Forrester is out for revenge. The fashion wars are officially on, and Eric Forrester is not playing around. After Brooke caught him at Logan in Friday's episode, Eric doubles down on his determination to design for Katie. And honestly, why wouldn't he? Ridge forcibly retired him from his own company, the company that bears his name, and now Eric is ready to make his son regret that decision. Eric Forrester sits down with Katie and Donna to make one thing crystal clear. Respecting one's elders is a lesson that Ridge and Brooke are about to learn the hard way, or as he puts it, the runway. The Forrester patriarch isn't just designing dresses for Logan, he's designing Ridge's downfall. Sheila credits Taylor for keeping Deacon. Over at Il Giardino, Sheila is singing Taylor's praises to Finn, insisting that the shrink is the reason I still have a husband. Oh, Sheila, if only you knew what was really going on between your husband and your new bestie. Finn better have been practicing his poker face since his last attempt at keeping secrets. Because if Sheila picks up on anything suspicious, there's going to be hell to pay. Taylor and Deacon have been getting dangerously close. And those flashbacks to their almost kiss are proof that something is definitely brewing. Steffi sounds the alarm about Deacon and Taylor. Speaking of brewing, Steffi is over at Forrester having a full-on panic attack with hope about their parents. She warns her stepsister that their parents may be about to make the biggest and most dangerous mistake of their lives. Something is brewing, Steffi tells Hope, and it needs to end before it's too late. Sorry, Steffi, but we're pretty sure that ship has already sailed. Deacon and Taylor have been circling each other for weeks, and no amount of warnings from their kids is going to stop whatever's coming next. Dylan makes her move on Will. The younger set has their own drama cooking. Dylan is looking awfully ready to act on her crush on Will, and Electra's concerns about her friend are proving to be completely valid. Dylan bats her eyelashes at her benefactor and tells him, I want to repay your kindness however I can. Oh, Electra warned Dylan to respect that Will is her boyfriend, but it doesn't seem like Dylan got the memo. With RJ back in town and immediately making heart eyes at Electra, we're definitely headed for a Dylan, Will Electra / our .J love quad. The show even reminded us that Electra and RJ aren't blood relatives, thanks to that Marone thing, so they could absolutely date if they wanted to. Next week is packed with drama. Eric Forrester declaring war on his own son is the headline, but Bold and the Beautiful is stacking storylines like nobody's business. The Deacon and Taylor situation is about to blow up in everyone's faces. Sheila is blissfully unaware that her marriage is in danger, and the younger generation is setting up a messy love rectangle. Eric promised Ridge and Brooke would learn their lesson the hard way. Next week, class is officially in session. RJ Forrester threatens, will Spencer's love will RJ Forrester destroy? Will Spencer's relationship with Electra Forrester on Bold and the Beautiful? RJ Forrester is back on Bold and the Beautiful, and his return could spell disaster for Will Spencer's romance with Electra Forrester. Spoilers tease flirty energy and a necklace moment that has fans bracing for a next-gen love triangle. RJ Forrester returns to a changed canvas. RJ Forrester, Brian Nicoletti. made his triumphant return to Los Angeles on the January 15th episode of Bold and the Beautiful. And the timing could not be worse for Will Spencer. After months away, healing from the trauma of his relationship with the now-deceased Luna Nozoa, RJ walked back into the Forrester Creations showroom, ready to reclaim his place in the family dynasty. His parents, Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, were thrilled to see their son. Ridge wasted no time floating the idea of RJ joining the design team, specifically working on couture. That suggestion might seem harmless on the surface, but it puts RJ directly in the orbit of one Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, a rising jewelry designer at the company. The problem? Electra is already in a committed relationship with Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. The two have been building something real, even moving in together at the beach house. They exchange tokens of affection, including a custom necklace featuring the initials, "We," that Electra designed for Will. Their bond seems solid. Then RJ Forrester walked back through those doors. The necklace moment that could change everything. Spoilers are already teasing a scene that has fans on high alert. Reports indicate that RJ will share a moment with Electra involving a necklace. The imagery alone is loaded with meaning. In the visual language of soap operas, a man fastening jewelry around a woman's neck is inherently intimate. It requires closeness, touch, and trust. For Will, who already gave Electra a necklace as a symbol of their commitment, watching another man perform that same act would feel like a direct challenge. Worse, that other man is a Forrester heir with legitimate access to Electra's professional world. Will cannot police every fitting, every collaboration, every late night at the office. The source material describes RJ Forrester as arriving with swagger and a more mature energy than his previous portrayal. He is no longer the reluctant influencer who avoided conflict. This version of RJ is a man who survived betrayal by a psychopath and emerged ready to fight for what he wants. If what he wants is Electra, Will Spencer is in serious trouble. Will Spencer is fighting a two-front war. Making matters worse, Will is already distracted by another threat he refuses to see. Dylan, Sydney Bullock, a homeless woman Will and Electra took in out of kindness, has been exhibiting troubling behavior. She has been spotted watching Will through windows and testing boundaries despite Electra's warnings. Will's instinct to play the hero, a trait inherited from his father Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, blinds him to Dylan's obsession. While he focuses on saving someone who may not deserve saving, RJ is positioning himself closer to the woman Will loves. Electra finds herself caught between loyalty and opportunity. She needs the Forrester machine to launch her jewelry line. That means working with RJ, whether Will likes it or not. Her ambition could become the very thing that pulls her away from the man she chose. What's next for RJ Forrester, Electra Forrester, and Will Spencer? Could this mean a full-blown love triangle is about to erupt among the next generation? Given RJ's history and Electra's ambition, do not be surprised if professional collaboration turns personal fast. Will Spencer may find himself facing a choice. He can trust Electra and focus on their relationship, or he can spiral into jealousy and push her directly into RJ's arms. If history is any guide, Spencers do not handle Forrester competition well. The corporate war between Forrester Creations and Katie Logan's Heather Tom. New Logan brand adds another layer. Will's mother is now the enemy of RJ's family. That makes any romantic rivalry between the two men feel like an extension of a decades-old feud. One necklace, two men, one woman caught in the middle. This is the next chapter of Bold and the Beautiful, and it is only getting started. Steffi Forrester Finnegan's hiring hypocrisy exposed Steffi Forrester. Finnegan fires Deke Sharp, then creates job for unqualified Dylan. Steffi Forrester Finnegan forced Hope to fire talented designer Deke Sharp, claiming there was no room at Forrester Creations, then immediately agreed to create a position for Dylan, who has zero fashion experience. Fans are calling out the blatant double standard. The budget excuse falls apart. Yes, Steffi Forrester Finnegan is absolutely being a hypocrite with her recent hiring decisions at the Bold and the Beautiful. The co-CEO of Forrester Creations made a big show of telling Hope Logan Spencer, Annika Noel, that there simply was not room for Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn at the company anymore. Budget concerns, payroll limitations, the usual corporate speak that sounds reasonable until you look at what happened next. Deke went to design school. He submitted his portfolio anonymously and impressed everyone on the executive team with his raw talent. The guy did everything right. He worked hard, proved his skills, and positioned himself as a rising star in the fashion industry. But none of that mattered the second Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, decided he wanted back on Hope's line. Thomas and Zen Forrester Dominguez de Londometz walked into that office and claimed they could handle the Hope for the Future revival without Deke. Just like that, Steffi forced Hope to fire her own brother. No alternative positions offered. No discussion about moving him to another division. Just gone. Dylan gets the red carpet treatment. The real slap in the face came when Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, and Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, approached Steffi Forrester Finnegan asking for help finding employment for their friend Dylan, Sydney Bullock. Suddenly there was room at Forrester Creations. Suddenly the budget concerns disappeared. Steffi not only agreed to help but promised to speak with Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, about creating a position for Dylan. Creating a position out of thin air. Here is the kicker. Dylan openly admits she has no fashion experience whatsoever. She is an artist who used to teach preschool. She has never worked a day in the fashion industry. She brings nothing to the table professionally that would benefit a global fashion empire. But Will and Electra ask nicely, so Steffi Forrester Finnegan is bending over backwards to accommodate her. The Forrester double standard exposed. This situation exposes everything wrong with how the Forresters operate. Deke had the training, the talent, and the drive to succeed. His only crime was having the wrong last name. Being a Sharp meant he was expendable the moment a Forrester wanted his spot. Dylan has no qualifications, but she has the right connections. She is friends with Will and Electra, which apparently counts for more than a design school education and a portfolio that wowed the entire executive team. Steffi talks constantly about protecting Forrester Creations and making smart business decisions. But this move is entirely personal. She fired a trained designer to make room for family, then hired an untrained stranger because her young relatives made a request. That is not leadership. That is favoritism dressed up in corporate clothing. What's next for Deke and Dylan? Could this mean Deke ends up at the rival Logan fashion house? Given his talent and his connection to Katie Logan through the Logan family tree. Do not be surprised if he becomes the secret weapon that takes down Forrester Creations from the outside. Dylan's future at Forrester is murkier. Something tells me her presence is going to cause major problems for Electra and Will. This has all the makings of a single white female situation where the grateful new hire becomes obsessed with the life she has been invited into. If Ridge actually approves this hire after seeing the numbers on Deke's termination, his judgment needs to be questioned too. The Forresters are setting themselves up for disaster by trading proven talent for personal charity cases. The fallout is coming. Steffi Forrester Finnegan better hope this decision does not come back to haunt her. When Deke inevitably succeeds elsewhere and everyone realizes what Forrester lost, she is going to look foolish. And when Dylan causes whatever chaos she is clearly being positioned to cause, Steffi will have no one to blame but herself. The hypocrisy is glaring. The double standard is undeniable. And Bold and the Beautiful fans are not going to let this one slide. B&bspoilers. RJ paired with Dylan uses as cover to get to Will. Is Eric Forrester really going to commit the ultimate betrayal on the Bold and the Beautiful? We know the patriarch's ego took a bruising when Ridge Forrester forced him into retirement. But is Eric really mad enough to betray his entire family and the company he helped build? Here's what's happening next week on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. Is Katie wrong to team up with Ridge's dad? Eric Forrester has spent almost 4 decades building his family's fashion house. However, his son Ridge is calling the shots at the family business, and he won't let Eric design for their collections anymore. One could argue that Ridge meant well, but anyone with 2 eyes could see that his impromptu retirement party crushed his father. According to this week's bold and the beautiful spoilers, Eric Forrester is flirting with the idea of doing the unthinkable and wants to go work for Ridge's competition. The jury is still out on whether or not Eric is in his right mind. Some rumors have hinted he may be battling the early stages of dementia. If that turns out to be true, that would Knightley help Eric's shocking move make a little more sense. Eric Forrester, John McCook, and Katie Spencer, Heather Tom, have built a rapport over the years, and nobody is surprised that he's rooting for her to succeed with her new fashion company. Secretly celebrating Katie's success and helping her defeat your own son are 2 entirely different things. In Katie's defense, she doesn't see to be initiating Eric's open interview for a designing position. Actually, Katie Spencer seems just as surprised as viewers at home that Eric would try to hurt his family's company. Bridge, shocked by betrayal. Ridge and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, have made it very clear what their stance is on Katie's new company. When they learn about Eric Forrester's betrayal, do you know what is going to hit the fan? Do you think the patriarch is in his right mind? Is he taking his ego battle with his son too far this time? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And B&B spoilers. RJ paired with Dylan uses as cover to get to Will. The bold and the beautiful spoilers are in for Monday, January 109, 2026. In the next episode, fans can expect RJ Forrester, Brian Nicoletti, to get thrown a curveball. Donna Logan Forrester, Jennifer Garais, pressures Katie Logan Spencer, Heather Tom. Plus, will Spencer, Crew Morrow, worries about his job? Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera, Katie Logan, Spencer Flying High. Let's start off with Will, who is proud of Katie for the new venture. While he wants Katie to succeed, he's also worried about his own job. Will knows that he could have a job with Katie or Bill Spencer, Don Diamant. However, the young man chose Forrester Creations and seems pretty happy there. In fact, Will recently got a promotion. Will Spencer's fear. While Will is thrilled for his mother, he also will worry about his own career. With Katie at odds with Brooke, Logan Forrester, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester, Torsten Kay, Will could get caught in the middle. At some point, Will might even lose his job because of the rift between Bridge and Katie. RJ Forrester's curveball. Just as soon as RJ came back to Los Angeles, he fell for Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace. It was explained by Ridge in a recent episode that there is no blood relation between Electra and RJ. However, there is still that family ick factor to think about. In any case, RJ seems smitten with Electra. The young man even promised to keep her heart safe. However, he will soon learn that Electra is taken. Not only is she taken, but her boyfriend is Will. Donna Logan Forrester's plea. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the next episode reveal that Eric Forrester, John McCook, confided in Donna. While Donna loves that Katie has a new venture and Eric is excited about designing, the blonde will continue to fret. Donna doesn't like the friction between her sisters. At some point, she might be forced to choose a side. However, Donna also thinks it's a bad idea for Eric and Katie to keep the truth from Brooke. However, Katie will remind Donna that this is Eric's decision, not hers. So, if anyone is going to tell Bridge, then it should be Eric. As for Eric's intentions, he wants to prove Brooke and Ridge wrong. However, could this scheme backfire? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, January 19th, 2026? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Eric makes a vow as Sheila remains clueless about Deacon and Taylor. The bold and the beautiful heats up during the week of January 19th to 23rd as major secrets, divided loyalties, and escalating rivalries take center stage. From Sheila Carter unknowingly praising her romantic rival to Eric Forrester, vowing payback after shocking career move, the tension in Los Angeles continues to build on multiple fronts. Here's a look at what's ahead. Sheila praises Taylor while the truth stays hidden. Finn Finnegan pays a visit to Sheila Carter at Aiel Giardino, where the two share a rare mother and son conversation. Still grieving the loss of Luna, Finn and Sheila reflect on their shared pain, creating a moment of emotional connection between them. During the conversation, Sheila opens up about her marriage to Deacon Sharp, admitting that the couple recently hit a rough patch. She credits Taylor Hayes with helping save their relationship, praising the psychiatrist for her guidance and support. Unaware of what is really going on, Sheila has no idea that Deacon has developed feelings for Taylor, or that those feelings may be mutual. Finn, who already knows the truth thanks to Steffi Forrester, is placed in a difficult position, torn between honesty and loyalty to his wife. Finn must decide whether to warn his mother or continue protecting the secret for now. Steffi pushes back as Hope takes a different view. Still deeply concerned about her mother's safety, Steffi continues to voice her fears about Taylor's growing connection with Deacon. Despite already warning Taylor directly, Steffi worries that the situation is escalating and becoming increasingly dangerous. Steffi shares her concerns with Hope Logan, pointing out that something serious is developing between their parents and that it needs to stop before it's too late. However, Hope appears less alarmed and seems more accepting of the possibility that Deacon and Taylor could pursue a relationship. The disagreement highlights a growing divide between Steffi and Hope. As each woman views the situation through a different lens, the question remains whether Hope will support Steffi's concerns or continue encouraging her father's potential romance with Taylor. Dylan's gratitude raises red flags. Meanwhile, Dylan finds herself in a better place thanks to Will Spencer, who has offered her both a place to live and a job at Forrester Creations. Grateful for his help, Dylan takes a moment alone with Will to express her appreciation. Dylan tells Will that she wants to repay his kindness in any way she can, while Will interprets her words as sincere gratitude. Dylan is quietly developing feelings for him. Her growing crush threatens to complicate Will's relationship with Electra, setting the stage for potential trouble ahead. Eric vows revenge after career shakeup. On the business front, Eric Forrester makes waves with a bold career move. After being sidelined at Forrester Creations, Eric accepts a position at Katie Logan's new fashion house. Although Eric and Katie initially hoped to keep the arrangement quiet, Brooke Logan uncovers the truth. It is only a matter of time before Ridge Forrester learns of Eric's defection, and when he does, the fallout promises to be intense. As Katie and Donna Logan worry about the consequences, Eric remains confident in his decision. Eric makes it clear that he is fully committed to his new role and has no intention of backing down. He vows that Forrester Creations will pay the price for pushing him aside, declaring that Brooke and Ridge are about to learn the importance of respecting their elders. With the Forrester versus Logan rivalry reignited, the fashion war is once again in full swing. Final thoughts. The week ahead on The Bold and the Beautiful is defined by secrets waiting to explode. Sheila remains dangerously unaware of Deacon and Taylor's growing bond. Steffi and Hope clash over how to handle the situation, and Dylan's quiet crush threatens to disrupt an already fragile relationship. At the same time, Eric Forrester's vow signals a major power struggle that could permanently alter the fashion world in Los Angeles. As emotions run high and loyalties are tested, the stage is set for dramatic revelations and explosive consequences. The Bold and the Beautiful comings and goings. Enigmatic newcomer Dylan's expanding role signals long-term story potential. The Bold and the Beautiful continues to subtly reshape its canvas as familiar faces evolve and intriguing newcomers settle into meaningful story arcs. During the week of January 19th, 2026, one character in particular stands out in the comings and goings category. Not because she is arriving or departing, but because her presence is steadily growing more significant. Dylan, portrayed by Sydney Bullock, remains firmly embedded in the narrative, and all signs suggest that her role on the CBS daytime drama is far from temporary. What initially appeared to be a low-key introduction has developed into something far more layered. Dylan's connections to Elektra, her past ties to Hayes, and her increasing interaction with central characters like Liam indicate that the show is carefully positioning her for a longer-term impact. Rather than rushing her storyline, The Bold and the Beautiful is allowing Dylan's mystery to unfold gradually, weaving her into multiple character threads at once. As the week of January 19th unfolds, viewers will see Dylan continue to gain momentum, both in screen time and narrative importance, raising questions about her true intentions, her emotional vulnerabilities, and her potential role in future conflicts. Dylan's introduction, a slow burn arrival by design. When Dylan first appeared on The Bold and the Beautiful, she did not arrive with fanfare or dramatic shock value. Instead, her introduction was understated, rooted in everyday interactions that felt realistic and unassuming. This approach immediately set her apart from more sensational soap debuts and hinted that her character would be revealed through nuance rather than spectacle. Dylan was initially identified as a friend of Elektra, a connection that placed her naturally within a younger social circle without forcing instant drama. Her background as Hayes' former summer school art teacher added another layer of credibility and warmth, suggesting a character with patience, creativity, and a nurturing side. These early details painted Dylan as grounded and approachable, yet there was always an underlying sense that there was more to her than met the eye. From the start, the show avoided offering too much exposition. Dylan's past was referenced, but not fully explained, allowing viewers to fill in the blanks while remaining curious about what might surface later. This deliberate pacing is a hallmark of characters meant to last rather than burn out quickly. Sydney Bullock's performance adds depth and subtlety. A significant factor in Dylan's growing presence is Sydney Bullock's performance. Rather than leaning into exaggerated soap tropes, Bullock portrays Dylan with restraint and emotional realism. Her reactions feel measured, her dialogue delivery natural, and her body language often communicates more than her words. This understated acting style fits well within The Bold and the Beautiful's evolving tone, particularly as the show balances heightened drama with more character-driven storytelling. Bullock's Dylan does not dominate scenes, but she leaves an impression, an important quality for a character whose role appears to be expanding gradually. As Dylan interacts with a wider range of characters, Bullock adapts seamlessly, allowing Dylan to feel believable in both intimate conversations and more emotionally charged moments. This flexibility suggests confidence from the show's creative team in the actress's ability to carry more complex material moving forward. Dylan and Elektra, a friendship with complications. At the core of Dylan's storyline is her friendship with Elektra. On the surface, their bond appears supportive and genuine. Dylan has benefited from Elektra's trust, and Elektra has welcomed Dylan into her personal space without hesitation. However, subtle shifts in tone and behavior have introduced tension beneath the friendship's calm exterior. As Dylan remains in close proximity to Elektra's life, small moments of discomfort and emotional ambiguity begin to surface. While nothing overtly confrontational has occurred, the foundation is being laid for potential conflict, especially as Dylan's feelings and motivations become more complicated. Soap operas often use friendships as gateways to deeper drama, and Dylan and Elektra's dynamic fits this pattern. Their relationship feels authentic enough to make any future strain impactful rather than contrived. Whether the tension stems from jealousy, unspoken desires, or unresolved personal issues remains to be seen, but the story is clearly moving toward a turning point. The importance of Hayes in Dylan's backstory. One of the most intriguing elements of Dylan's character is her past connection to Hayes through her role as his summer school art teacher. While this detail initially seemed minor, it has grown more relevant as Dylan's screen time increases. This connection serves several purposes. First, it anchors Dylan within the community, giving her a legitimate reason to be trusted by multiple characters. Second, it hints at a history of responsibility and mentorship, qualities that contrast sharply with the more ambiguous aspects of her personality that are now emerging. The show has yet to fully explore Dylan's time teaching Hayes, leaving room for future revelations. Was this period of her life stable and fulfilling, or was it marked by challenges that still affect her today? As Dylan's interactions expand, this part of her past may become more significant, particularly if it intersects with ongoing family storylines. Dylan's growing presence at Forrester Creations. Dylan's increasing proximity to Forrester Creations is another indicator that her role is evolving beyond a short-term arc. Her connection to the fashion house places her at the center of one of the show's most enduring institutions, where professional ambition and personal drama frequently collide. Being present at Forrester Creations allows Dylan to cross paths with a wider range of established characters, creating opportunities for organic storytelling. Rather than isolating her within a single subplot, the show is integrating Dylan into the broader ecosystem of the bold and the beautiful. This narrative strategy suggests that Dylan is being positioned as a versatile character, someone who can influence multiple storylines without being confined to a single role. Such positioning is typically reserved for characters expected to remain on canvas for an extended period. Scenes with Liam signal narrative investment. One of the most telling signs of Dylan's importance comes from her interactions with Liam during the week of January 19th. Liam is a long-standing central figure on the bold and the beautiful, and pairing a newcomer with him often signals narrative investment rather than coincidence. Their scenes are not framed as purely romantic or purely professional, allowing for flexibility in where the story might lead. This ambiguity keeps viewers guessing and prevents Dylan from being immediately categorized into a familiar soap archetype. By placing Dylan opposite Liam, the show opens the door to several possibilities: emotional support, moral conflict, romantic tension, or even unexpected alliances. Regardless of the direction chosen, these scenes elevate Dylan's status from peripheral presence to active participant in the show's core drama. Mystery as a defining trait. Despite her growing visibility, Dylan remains an enigmatic figure. The bold and the beautiful has been careful not to reveal too much too soon, preserving an air of mystery that keeps viewers engaged. This mystery is not rooted in overt deception, but in unanswered questions. What drives Dylan? What does she truly want? And how much of her past remains hidden? The absence of clear answers makes her compelling without turning her into a villain or a hero prematurely. Soap operas thrive on characters who exist in moral gray areas, and Dylan fits comfortably within that space. Her actions are not inherently suspicious, yet they invite scrutiny, a balance that keeps audiences invested in her journey. Why Dylan feels like a long-term addition. Several factors suggest that Dylan is not a temporary character. Her multi-layered connections, steady increase in screen time, and involvement with key players all point toward longevity. Additionally, the care taken in developing her personality and backstory indicates a thoughtful approach rather than short-term plot device. Unlike characters who arrive solely to serve a single storyline, Dylan's presence feels adaptable. She can function as a friend, a confidant, a catalyst, or even a source of conflict, depending on the show's needs. This flexibility is essential for characters meant to endure in a long-running soap. The audience response also plays a role. As viewers become more curious about Dylan, the incentive to expand her story grows stronger. The bold and the beautiful has a history of responding to viewer engagement, and Dylan's quiet intrigue may be resonating more than initially expected. The week of January 19th, 2026, a turning point. The week of January 19th marks an important phase in Dylan's trajectory. Her continued presence, combined with new interactions and deeper emotional beats, signals that the show is ready to move beyond introductions and into meaningful development. While no major revelations are confirmed during this week, the groundwork is being laid for future twists. Every conversation, glance, and shared scene contributes to to a growing sense that Dylan's role will soon shift from background intrigue to foreground drama. For fans who pay close attention to pacing and character placement, this week feels like a quiet turning point, one that will likely be appreciated in hindsight as Dylan's story unfolds. Final thoughts. The Bold and the Beautiful's comings and goings segment often focuses on arrivals and departures, but sometimes the most significant movement happens quietly. Dylan's expanding presence exemplifies this subtle evolution. Rather than making a dramatic entrance or exit, she is steadily embedding herself into the fabric of the show. With strong performance from Sydney Bullock, thoughtful integration into existing storylines, and a carefully maintained sense of mystery, Dylan is emerging as a character to watch. As the weeks progress, her connections to Elektra, Hayes, Liam, and Forrester creations are likely to deepen, bringing new layers of drama and emotional complexity. For now, Dylan remains an enigmatic figure, one whose journey is just beginning, even as her roots on the Bold and the Beautiful grow stronger with each passing episode.